Uh, Greetings, everyone. My name is Diksha. I welcome you all as a team member of OYG. OYG is a platform which brings you about health and wellness through expertise. Today, we welcome Jennifer. She is a well-known wellness and holistic living coach and a breast cancer survivor. She is also a yoga and fitness instructor and an educator of natural products. Jennifer is a compassionate coach that genuinely cares about each individual and helping them live their best and healthiest life. Whether motivating participants in the gym to reach their fitness goal, or assisting employers in finding new employment, or even educating individuals of the harmful chemicals or toxins in many products and sharing safer or natural options. The common factor in building relationship that encourages successful results. Her newest venture was becoming a marketing executive of Melaleuca, who sells over 450 household products at affordable prices. All to you, ma'am.
Hi there. How are you?
I am good. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing well, thank you. And I'm just going to walk and talk because this setting is not conducive to this interview. I apologize. I missed your first question, Diksha. If you don't mind repeating it for me.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I would like to tell, I'd like you to tell us about your journey about a survival of cancer, of your breast cancer.
Oh, absolutely. So it's coming up to 2 years ago. It was May 28th, 2019. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and at the time I was 43, so I would consider fairly young. And being in the fitness industry and eating clean and all of these things, it was a shock. And since then, I have gone through 4 different surgeries. My last one being this past November. But I've come out the other end. I am cancer-free now, and just trying to continue to live preventatively, holistically, natural products, and certainly, keeping the fitness piece and mindset very near and dear, because I think that's what's helped me get through this journey.
Happy to hear, ma'am. So, when you started your health and fitness journey, like from when year you started, and how you get yourself motivated every time? Like it's been a long time. You said
Yeah,
already.
you know what? I feel fortunate. So I started in the fitness industry. I was in high school, and I have 2 older brothers, so being competitive and trying to keep up with them has always been just a common for me, and I am very competitive. So it seemed natural. I was part of different sports teams in school, and then the whole fitness part and working out and teaching classes and personal training just evolved over time. And I am still a fitness instructor, and I love just being able to motivate other people. I'm getting my workout in. It's for me, it isn't a job or a chore, because it's just a part of my life. If I'm not, whether it could just be a walk, I don't mean it has to be an intense workout every day, but if I don't do something physical, I almost don't feel whole. It's so I do feel grateful, because I know not everyone enjoys working out, but it's just a part of me. So that has been easy. Certainly through the journey and the treatments, the chemo, the radiation, and the various surgeries, that was, different. Some days were tougher than others. And I think what made it harder was that you had to slow down, and I didn't have the energy or the strength. So because it's part of my nature to do those things daily when you're not well enough to, that was a different mind an emotional thing to have to go through mentally. But again, even if it was a walk outside or sitting outside in nature, not doing a full workout, but I found other ways to stay motivated and keep me going.
I want you to expand or give your insight about people, like according to your case, you were not well, but still you continue to your wellness thing. So what do you do actually to keep yourself motivated about
Oh,
nature
okay.
and all you said?
Fair enough. So, I mean, I have a puppy, which at the beginning of
Okay.
our call you heard barking. So I don't have a choice. Every day I have to get her out for a walk. I mean, we
Wow.
live in Canada, can be quite cold winters. I have to get her out for a walk, rain or shine. So that I say I have to. That's probably the wrong word, and I get to. I do think of it as a privilege. It's time me and her, and I mean, again, it's about mindset, and this isn't something that's happened overnight with me. It's been a journey, but being mindful when I'm out walking with her. I personally don't have music on, and that's not a judgment if people do walk with music on. But I like to take in nature, and I find it pretty amazing that when you tune into, whether it's your sight, you turn into one sense, what do you see? Or, it could be what noises you hear, the birds or the wind, whatever you sort of pick to focus on, how emphasized the other senses can become. So that was something that was a constant I did throughout my treatments. Otherwise, we have a home gym in the basement. So for myself, mornings is when I have the most energy. So I make it a point that that's what I do in the morning. Again, if I'm extra tired or I was having a treatment that day or just had a treatment, then maybe it's a walk. But otherwise, get up, do your workout, whatever that means for you, something that you can be consistent and enjoy. Because by the end of the day, you can put things off. And for myself, I knew that I wouldn't have the same energy at the end of the day. So I made it a routine for myself. It was an easy thing and I don't want to say easy, the workout. I just mean, because it's part of what I do, like eating a meal or going to bed, there's certain things we do every day. For me, that is a routine to do some form of exercise. It could have been stretching, whatever it was. I was motivated to do it in the morning, and that got me through for sure.
It was very well motivated. I hope people who's listening this will do that for sure. So we'll go to our next question. Ma'am, I want to ask you, how do you do your wellness consultation with your clients through your expertise?
Yes. So, I mean, there's various areas that I focus on coaching. Certainly, with in the fitness side, it's trying to identify what their goals are. Is it weight loss? Is it just consistency? People say, I just want to be able to look like this. Well, that's how realistic, and
Yeah.
or spot reduce. I just want to lose this, midsection. I think
Yeah.
setting realistic expectations is key. I think for the fitness coaching, it's identifying what's enjoyable to that particular person. I could say I get on the elliptical every day. They may hate the elliptical. So to tell someone to go on the elliptical, that they're not going to keep up with it. That's how I deal. I coach in that regard. With the career coaching, again, it's what are your goals? What are you currently doing? What is working? And then just try to identify that, go over best practices. From the wellness, and this is obviously the area that I'm focusing now, it's more about preventative for sure. If I can help people preventatively make better choices. I think the reality, just like myself being diagnosed with cancer, oftentimes we are, something happens and then we need to react. So when I'm meeting or educating individuals, it's to try to fill in the gap between, issue isn't the right word, but where are they lacking? It could be their fitness instructors and their muscles and joints always hurt, or they bonk out, they don't have the energy. So through natural products and learning and building a relationship with the individuals, I am able to understand their lifestyle, and then from there I can make educated and suggestions as to some of the best products that they could use to live in a healthier standpoint, and certainly safer products.
Very well, ma'am. Like you give individual thing according to their own comfort.
100%. Yeah. I mean, the company that I represent right now from the wellness side, we actually cannot market the name of the company, or whether it's Facebook or Instagram, or there can't be any marketing with their name. It is, their philosophy is truly building relationships with people and helping them live and achieve a healthier lifestyle. That's it, plain and simple. So in order to do that, it's not a case of sitting down and saying, you need to buy their 450 products and they're natural and they're great and you need them. No, not everyone does need them. Or, I mean, even for myself, I'm in the fitness industry, yet I'm not a big protein powder. I don't consume it that much. I love food, and not that, smoothies aren't delicious, but I prefer to nourish my body with food that I can eat rather than drink. That's a personal preference, but to try to, someone can tell me how great our protein powder is, and I'm sure it is, just because I love the products, but pushing me to buy that isn't going to be an advantage. So what are the gaps? Are you having trouble sleeping? Let's find out maybe why and look at your routine. And then again, yes, we have supplements, we have products that can help you get sleepy. So it's really finding the root cause and then trying to find some ways to overcome that and then be preventative for other ailments.
Very well, ma'am. So my next question is, what are the major points you will take care during the process of mental health?
Sorry, what were the major
points that you will tell your client or to the people to keep in mind during the process of mental health?
Yeah, that's that's a really near and dear to my heart, because over the last 4 years, I've gone up and down in terms of emotions and anxiety. The cancer didn't help. And I mean, you have individuals that maybe haven't experienced any mental health concerns, or whatever the proper term is, and they'll be like, oh, just be positive, and oh, your life is good. And you know what, if it was as simple as just being positive, everyone would do that. For what's helped me, it's again the mindfulness piece, the not just going for a walk and just trying to tick it off yep, I've walked my dog Roxy today. Being mindful, when you're having breakfast, I'm guilty of it as well. It's just like, let's get it in because I'm multitasking and checking emails. Well, no, just take 5 minutes, actually taste the food. And again, for some that seems hokey, but it's trying to be in the present moment. I think another key thing is to acknowledge your feelings. So, if you're feeling anxious, if you're scared, if you are emotional, don't try to cover that up. Validate it. If you're in the right mindset, maybe you can try to identify, why are you feeling these emotions? I mean, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. You have to step back afterwards, but validate it. And then depending again on the circumstance, if you're having a panic attack, trying to validate it might not be appropriate. It's the flight and fight, sort of response, but it's stepping back and, stopping, taking a few deep breaths. It might be removing yourself from a situation. So finding things that work for you, deep breathing, meditation. And when I say that, that doesn't mean you have to do it for hours or, even 10 minutes. If you just sit down quietly for 1 minute, your mind is probably racing if it's anything like mine, and that's okay. Acknowledge those thoughts, but just bring it back to the breath. Thoughts come in, you get worried, bring it back to the breath. So there's no right or wrong way to meditate. You're just trying to slow things down and focus your attention on your breath, right? So those have helped me. Distraction is another thing that, when I would really worry about things, my mind races, and I don't sleep when my mind races. So it's finding something that can distract you. So I got into puzzles, and adult coloring books are common now. Whatever works for you. Working out is hand in hand with the mental health piece. If you can work out, there's the endorphins and the hormones that are released is an advantage. Again, everyone's situation is different. That helped me. You just have to find your support, because there is help out there to get you through.
Yes, ma'am. So my next question is like how you integrate different system of intervention through your practice. Like you have so many intervention, your natural products, health and wellness. How you integrate them?
So, I mean, my goal is to educate people worldwide about the harmful chemicals, toxins, the sugars that are added to food, the pesticides. I mean, that's a pretty pretty big goal. You start with your local your friends and family and build from there. And because I'm so passionate about it, because of my diagnosis, but also because of my background in fitness, my piece is that I want people to know, to again be aware of this, because I was very naive that it was okay, sure, the skincare products, that's going to be absorbed with my skin, so that's going to be natural. But who really cares about my dish detergent, right? I'm not licking my plate. You'd be surprised. It takes the chemicals and toxins in various products, the pesticides that are put on our foods and vegetables. It only takes 26 seconds for those toxins to get into our bloodstream. Could be like a candle, a scented candle. What harm is that? Well, again, the smoke and what gets into the air, it is absorbed. So it's letting people know that this, can be harmful to your health. Not guaranteed you're going to get cancer. That's not the message. And I don't want anyone to be feared, but I do want them to be more knowledgeable. And, once you've got to know the individual and built that relationship, maybe knowing what some of their ailments are, it could be, again, the energy piece, or it could be they love nail polish, but they found out how toxic the nail polish is. They love makeup, but again, they've learned how, the makeup is horrible, or, used by animals, or whatever the case that touches their heart. And then it kind of just works holistically to then suggest different products. And whether that's with the company I represent, great, or just them being aware and hopefully make better, safer choices with other natural products.
Okay, now, so what all platform do you prefer to educate people about your natural things, about
how
you educate individuals?
How do I, that's a good question. And it's been a little interesting to do it because, as I mentioned, I cannot do Instagram or Facebook posts plastering the company name and use this product. So I have to be very strategic in whether I do that. So I do have a Facebook group. It's called Jen's Journey to Healthy Living. And it's again, not the company and posting about products. It's just educating them about a variety of things, gut health, healthy recipes, workouts, motivational things. So I have that group, and then it might be a case of, I'm making these muffins today with apples, but before I do that, I'm just going to spray this solution that's going to clean all the pesticides and make it, a better choice to use in my muffins. So I can educate a little bit that way, and then maybe someone likes the muffins or wants the recipe, or, what solution are you using? And I can take it from there. But the other main way is through LinkedIn. I've been connecting with like-minded individuals that are either in the health or holistic, wellness coaching in the area that I think they themselves, or they may know of other people that are interested in natural products. And I will set up a Zoom overview where I can do a presentation and give them, again, that time to educate, learn a little bit about their buying, buying what they do and where their gaps are, and then fill it in with various products.
Totally, ma'am. I am very well like motivated right now. I'll totally
Oh, I'm
follow this
glad.
natural thing.
Yeah, no, it's just making healthier and safer safer choices. And it's something that we need to do. I wish I started doing it when I was a teenager, right? I'm starting in my mid 40s, and better late than never.
You don't look like even 40s.
Oh, well, thank you.
You look a lot younger.
Thank you.
Okay, my question is now, what would you suggest to all of yoga and naturopathy students like us? What do you suggest?
What do I suggest for yoga students, did you say?
Yeah,
That's a big question. What in terms of health, in terms of wellness, or what do you mean? Well, I could go anywhere with that.
everything, ma'am.
Well,
Everything. Would
okay. So I know for myself, I have not been instructing for the last year because in Canada, or Ontario specifically, our gyms were closed when COVID first hit. And then when they opened in July, I needed to have a double mastectomy. So my third surgery, and then they closed down again. So I haven't been instructing. However, what I have found, I mean, as I mentioned, I do workouts every day, whether it's weights or cardio, and it's very different because I've been instructing for more than 20 years. It's very different to be a participant as it is as an instructor. So from the yoga standpoint, sure, I taught, 10 classes a week, and I would lead them in the savasana, their meditation at the end. I wasn't getting the true benefit because you're instructing, right? And sure, I was listening to myself and saying, relax your shoulders, but I'm more focused on instructing and giving key things for the participants to tune into. As the instructor, you're not getting the full benefit. So for someone like yourself, I would, if you haven't started instructing yet, then just continue to practice, learn what you enjoy, really listen to the different coaching on the breathing, on the relaxing the muscles, focusing on that. If for those individuals that have already started their journey of instructing, I think it is important to have your own practice. So teach for others, but also not teach for yourself. Do your own practice. Even if that's a 10-minute routine, morning, night, whatever will work for you that you can be consistent at, but that's your time, right? Do your, again, meditation. I think it can be a leading word, and everyone has their different interpretation. For myself, I do worry, and I do thoughts come in all the time. It's not judging those thoughts. Before I get up in the morning, I take 5 really deep belly breaths, which has so many advantages. It's working the vagus nerve and so forth, but it grounds me. While I'm doing that, I'm thinking of, my gratitude and what I'm grateful for. And then I start my day. Many people do that at the end of the day. So either way, if you end your day with relaxing yourself, thinking what you're grateful for, and hopefully having a restful sleep. There's no right or wrong, but making sure you make time for your own practice, I think, is key.
very well, ma'am. So I just want to ask you one last question. Like, there are days where you feel very less motivated, or you don't feel like doing anything. So what do you suggest? What is a magic wand you'll tell people to do? Like anything
I
like
wish
that.
there was a magic wand. And it sounds like you're describing my last 2 days, because I normally, my routine is normally Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I do some type of strength training workout. Well, I had a very active weekend. So yesterday came around and I'm like, I don't even think I could lift my arm a certain way, never mind adding weights in. And whether it's motivation, whether it's being tired, we can all describe it in a variety of ways. People can say they're too busy. I think setting a time is really important. So again, for me, it's not, although I say I work out every morning, I don't need to have that in my calendar because it's just second nature for me. If I woke up yesterday, I was tired, so I didn't do my weight workout. You got to honor and listen to your body. But I went for a walk with Roxy, right? Mm-hmm. And for individuals that do struggle with the motivation and the time and so forth, schedule it into your day. Everyone has 15, 20 minutes. I'm not trying to undermine anyone that is really busy, but if you can make time for what's important, your health, doing something for your body, movement is vital. If you don't have your health, you don't have any of those other components of your life that's important. So schedule in 15, 20 minutes every day of what you're going to do. Stretching, mindfulness, just schedule it in, and then hopefully it becomes a habit, and then you can go from there.
Totally. Like we'll make a to-do list before whatever we are planning.
Yeah,
according
and
to you.
honestly, I'll tell you, with starting this business, I find my days fly by, and I was doing back to back, whether it was networking calls or interviews such as this, and the end of the day would come, and I'm like, I don't remember eating, or oh my goodness, Roxy didn't get a walk. So I've got my workouts in though, because again, that's what I do right in the morning, but I don't expect everyone to have that way of life. I literally had to schedule into my routine, that into my day, that this time I'm going to go for a walk with Roxy. Now, if you had phoned and said, this is the time I want my interview to be, then I can rearrange a few things. But I now have pop-ups that come on my, whether it's my phone or my laptop, that says, walk Roxy, do yoga. And, when they come up on your computer screen or your phone, each time you dismiss that or ignore it, you're consciously having to do that. So for myself, I don't like having to dismiss it, or, you know what I mean? It bothers me, because I'm like, if it's on my list, it's important. So that's worked for me. It could be, maybe it is that you need to do it right when you wake up, because for the most part, yes, people are tired, but for the most part, you get it done, and it's like a check mark off your day. So it's whatever works for you.
I will start doing my to-do list from today.
There you go.
And
You got to mark it
if
in.
someone is extremely totally, so someone who is new in this wellness and this yoga field, like what would the first thing will you suggest people to do, like from like systematic way, first thing?
Yeah, I mean, because I was in the fitness industry, how I got into yoga is every year I needed to upgrade my credits. So you needed a certain amount of credits each year for personal training and to be a fitness instructor. So I would attend a conference. And I started doing that. My goodness, I think my first conference was maybe when I was 20. And at that point, it was like, how much could I, strength? And if to get a good workout, you have to be sweating. And that was my mentality, right? I didn't know the benefits of meditation and yoga. My mentality is, if I've got half an hour or an hour, it's got to be a hard workout, and I need to feel it. And it wasn't until, so when I did that, all of my sessions were highly intense. And after 3 days, you're like, your body can't take that. So it started cluing in, never mind getting older and having kids and so forth. You realize it's about balance. So I, just took a few sessions that were yoga based and mindfulness and meditations. And I'm like, wow, I really love this. And so I think it's being open. Attending, you can have 5 yin instructors that are completely different, even though the premise of yin is, picking 5 or 6 poses within the hour and just holding them long. Everyone has their different way of coaching, coaching on the breath, on the terms they use. So get exposure to as much as you can. Don't go in with an open mind. Again, I wish that I started yoga earlier in life. I think everyone, starting from kids, could benefit from it. And it's not about flexibility, simply about flexibility. People say, I'm not flexible, I can't do what you do. I'm not flexible either. I'm a fitness instructor. My legs are tight all the time. I'm not one of those bendy, elastic type person. But then you see people in their 80s and 90s doing yoga. You can modify thing. So yeah, get exposure, find out what you like, keep an open mind, and yeah, take your journey. And that's, I mean, that's really how they describe it. It is a journey, and your likes and dislikes and your growth will take you on paths that you never knew that even existed.
Yes, ma'am. So what's a message we want to give to your youth or anyone who is in situation where they are so lazy right now because lockdown is here in India? So what do you want them?
Yeah, it is hard. I mean, motivation is at any time, it can be tough. COVID has not helped. It could be finding a buddy, you know, someone that's accountable. So I don't necessarily mean that someone's going to work out with you. That would be great if you could have two of you. And that's why fitness classes are so popular, because it's when you go into the gym with someone and you're standing beside someone and chit-chatting and laughing and then leaving afterwards, you know, it's not just about the workout. Oh my goodness, my battery is going to die. I'm going to walk and talk. It's not just about the workout. It's, you know, it's, you've turned it into something fun, an activity. It could be someone that's just accountable, that every day you're going to get a text or send an email letting them know what you've done. You know, have you woken up and done your yoga or your 20-minute walk? So I think for myself, I don't know if that's motivating for everyone, but when I set a goal and I tell someone else about it, you can be sure that I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, as opposed to just saying, yeah, I know I should work out. I will work out. No, if you've got a partner, you're not letting them down, or if you're having to tell someone what you did, my goodness, I'm going to let her out. Sorry. That's
So good, ma'am.
That's really, really key.
Thank you, ma'am. It was very well motivated.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So we'll end the session.
Or anything, certainly you know where to find me on LinkedIn, and I would be, it's something I'm passionate about. So any way that I can help or educate, I'm open to that.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a privilege.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you guys have a great evening.
Yes, ma'am. We are looking forward to work with you, to learn with you, and to connect with you always in the same note and with the same frequency. What we understood from you, that you should be very motivated with your clients, with your work, and with your journey also, that what we have understood. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, you guys have a great evening. Bye for now.